All right. Okay. We are recording. Everybody, thank you for tuning in to another video. This is going to be another tier 1 student testimonial. So thank you for tuning in. My name is Tristan. I'm going to be introducing my boy Peyton here. Peyton. Come on, say what's up, man.
Hello, everybody. My name is Peyton McEwen, based out of Ottawa, Canada. I've been working with Tristan for the past month and a half here in tier 1, getting into the high ticket sales landscape. And yeah, it's been great so far.
Heck yeah, bro. Well, I appreciate you hopping on, man. We'll make this kind of quick and efficient for the viewers, but essentially just kind of wanted to make this video. I just kind of wanted to keep showcasing people who are in tier 1, actually pulling up pretty decent numbers and doing their thing. So I guess what I want to say for first question of the day is going to be, tell me a bit about how you found me, what kind of made you want to get into the high ticket sales space, and tell them a bit about what you do right now. You also work like a corporate job as well, correct?
Yes, sir. So yeah, no, like I said, a month and a half ago, I was starting to do some research in the high ticket sales landscape. Reached out to a bunch of guys that run, sales teams, trying to get more information on that. I came across Tristan. I loved that he was from, Montreal. He worked with a bunch of people that were from Canada, so it made it a lot more credible for me to get started with him. I think we had about 2 calls, and then after the second call, I was like, yeah, man, this is something that I really want to do. But for a little background, I currently work corporate. Still working the corporate and doing this on the side, but it's probably the best side business that I've ran in my years.
Awesome, bro. Yeah, I think that's why I wanted to hop on a call with you as well, because I want to showcase to some people watching this, that you can actually do both. Like, some people think you have to go all in, but you're literally a walking specimen proving that you can do corporate and you can also do something like high ticket remote sales. But I guess one thing I want to ask you too is I know there's so many other people in the US, not that many in Canada, to be honest, that do high ticket remote sales, have these big communities that charge crazy big bucks. What was the value prop for you getting into tier 1? Why did you actually join tier 1? And you don't have to say it like me, Teddy, anything like that, but why did you actually join it? Compared to dropping maybe 3 times the amount for some a bit more solidified and reputational community.
No, 100%. I think one of the massive things was just, Canadian. A lot of people that are in there are Canadian, or I think maybe 95% of the people in tier 1 are Canadians. It just builds that credibility. But not only that, at first, it was a smaller community when I joined. And I think just the hands-on aspect of, you, Tristan, Teddy, everybody giving you that support, right when you need it, was a huge thing that stood out about tier 1, opposed to these other people that I talked to. They had bigger communities, less, personalization. And I think, Tristan, the way you personalized it for me coming in, giving me, the sparring sessions and everything else that went into that to help me get the skills that I needed to make money with, was just super seamless right off the bat.
Fuck yeah. Appreciate you saying that, man. That's awesome to hear. And yeah, so go a little bit deeper into the whole corporate thing. Cause I know there's so many people in in the corporate world who are looking to transition into the high ticket remote sales space. And so many people don't think they can make it work. So kind of walk us through what a day-to-day looks like for you. You wake up, you go to corporate, you just had an internal meeting, and now you're making money, ripping into the DM. So it's kind of sick. Walk us through a day-to-day process for you, and how you actually are able to manage it successfully.
Yeah, 100%. I'm obviously on an offer that allows me to be a little bit more hands-off than, a full-time guy. On my offer, everybody knows that I am more part-time than full-time. So that's one thing I had to establish right off the bat. But with the whole corporate job, I'm killing it currently in corporate as well. So a day-to-day basis, any breaks throughout the day, or lunch, anything like that, I'm ripping DMs. And then obviously after work, I'm spending most of my day ripping DMs when I'm not working on the corporate job. But with that, for anybody looking to get into it and, still wants to prioritize the gym or their health, I know that's something big that I keep prioritizing, and you can 100% do it. When I'm at the gym, when I'm at the golf course, I'm still on my phone, I'm still making money. And I think that's the biggest thing that people don't, perceive right off the bat, is that they have to dedicate their entire life to this. Whereas you don't, you do, but you don't. You can make everything work. You can still go out with your family and rip DMs at all times. So
I really appreciate you saying that, because that is so important. I know so many people think, I got to work full-time high ticket setting role and a full-time corporate job. It's just not going to balance between family, but you can make it work. You really, really can, which is awesome. And yeah, I guess for some context as well, I would love to hear how you've been doing, I guess, financially. I know people always need to hear how much other people are making to get proof of concept, but walk us through, for example, this month. This is literally, we're filming this on Halloween. So October has just ended. In the last couple of days, and then let's say this month, how much have you actually been able to generate with your high ticket setting role?
So I can confidently say that I have made more with my high ticket this month than I have with my corporate, which is pretty cool. So between the both, I'm killing it. Just for context, past 2 days, I've made 2K Canadian. So
dang, 2K Canadian in the last 2
Canadian
days?
Just from the high ticket.
Just in the high ticket, so in the last 48 hours, you made $2,000 Canadian.
2,000 Canadian. Crazy.
Dang. Okay, so what's the Halloween costume going to be then? Where's that money going to go?
Just gonna go to a Tarzan Halloween costume.
Tarzan. Okay, I love it, bro. I love it. But yeah, so just for context as well, like how long have you actually been in tier one? Just so people can kind of get understanding, like, I know so many people want to make 2K for 48 hours, 100%. How long have you actually been at this to achieve something like that?
For sure. I've been at tier one for about a month and a half now. And I think the biggest thing about tier one is just the consistent, sparring sessions. Also, like just Teddy and Tristan being able to be there and actually spar with you is going to, accelerate your skills way quicker than, just doing it with people who have less experience. So been here for a month and a half and learned so much.
For sure. Okay. And so like, I guess down the road as well, as we enter the end of 2025, as you kind of peter out corporate Q4, all that stuff, if you keep progressing at the rate you're progressing, like what do you think the future holds for you specifically in the world of high ticket remote sales?
I think with setting, let alone right now, I'm doing pretty well and I could make this work as my full time. But I think moving forward with the support and all like the community with tier one, I think transitioning into a closer by, December is definitely on the radar. And I think corporate might be out of my life here soon. So
insane. The fact that you're even thinking about saying that, I know you still work corporate right now and you like hustling both, but like just to even think about you potentially doing something like that all in is pretty cool to think about. And then I guess, yeah, like I remember when we started, we talked about like financial goals and like how much money you're looking to actually make. Now that you've been in the high ticket sales space and you see some of the guys in tier one cranking 30 and 40 even $1,000 months, how much do you believe in yourself and back yourself now to go out in 2026 and to actually say that like, hey, my goal is to make $10,000 to $15,000 per month, if not more, compared to like what you were thinking at the start of this year in 2025?
I believe it 150%. Like it is so realistic. If you just stay dedicated, you actually log in. It is something that I think really anybody can do, whether you're a setter, whether you're a closer. I think if you put in the time to learn the skill set, you are going to get there no matter how many tries it takes. And I think that's the biggest thing. You know what I mean? It's
100%. Man. What you're saying, it's like, it's inevitable. It's inevitable is what you're saying.
You're not going to make money if you don't put the time and actually try.
100%, bro. That's awesome. That's actually so cool to hear, because I remember before you were like, man, like 5K would be incredible, 10K would be incredible. Now we're talking about like, it's going to happen. Like you're going to be making 10 to 15K months. That's awesome, dude. But yeah, I won't keep you too much longer, Peyton. I know you got to get back to probably an internal meeting at corporate. But I really appreciate you hopping on, man. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And I guess what I'll do is I'll let you say, if you want to drop your Instagram or anything like that for the viewers, go for it. If they want to connect with you and ask you any questions about tier one or anything like that, I'll let you drop off your Instagram and say any final words you want. And then we'll end this call, man.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, if anybody wants to reach out, my Instagram is just my first name and last name. I think you can see it on the screen there with 2 N's at the end of it. Reach out if you want any, guidance or anything there getting started, because trust me, I've been through the hardest part of it so far. But to anybody looking to get into it, Tristan and Tier 1 is a great community to be in. There's a lot of awesome people in there that are helping me every day, get better at the skill set. And, anybody looking to become a closer at some point in that sales career, it's definitely doable through Tier 1 as well, because not only do they have the setter sparring, they have closer sparring. And I think that's the biggest thing. Consistent practice is what's going to make you money. And Tier 1, it's all about that. So
100%, bro. Well, I appreciate you, man. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And for everybody watching, appreciate you. Stay tuned for the next